Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Wayne Jackson. I'm a referee like you, but Richard is got a commitment tonight, so he kind of asked me to lead the session for him. So, welcome. We appreciate you taking the time out of this your evening for to join our monthly webinars, training webinars. Richard did give me some subject matter to discuss, so I'm going to put on share my screen and start my PowerPoint here. Okay, can everybody see that? Okay, okay. Well, I saw Rachel nodding, so I guess that means we're good to go, right, Rachel? Okay, okay. So again, thank you for joining us this evening. Um, yeah, the purpose of our meetings, and we've had these published, for the generally the fourth Monday of every month, is to kind of get together and talk about just refereeing in general. They're designed to share information between the board, the assigners, the referees, and a couple of us assessors that are on the call as well. Uh, Oftentimes we have clarification of league rules, so we want to bring those to your attention. Also, Richard and the assigners like to tell you about different opportunities that are upcoming, and just ask, provide a forum for you to ask questions, general questions, and we'll have that at the end for you. So real quickly on tonight's agenda, we're going to have show a couple video clips and talk about them real quick. Then we got a couple slides about the summer tournaments that are coming up, and then we'll open it up for questions. And then in the end, if anybody has anything for the forum, we'll have it. So does that sound good for everybody? Not hearing anybody. That's another good thing too, is put your microphones on mute. Some of you may be in different environments, and sometimes it picks up background noise. But if you do want to talk or chat, put something in the chat. Rachel, if you can bring that to my attention, that'd be great. Or raise your hand, and I'll try to acknowledge it. If not, Rachel, you're my wingman here. Okay.
Yep.
So, getting right into some of the video clips. We have two clips from a couple of high school incidents. I've just labeled them video clip 1 and video clip 2. The first one deals with a red card incident. The second one deals with a couple of yellow cards. So I'm going to try to play these. If they don't play, I know they're going to be kind of choppy, just as kind of the way Zoom is. But we'll try to do that, and then I'll play it all the way through once, and then I'll kind of stop it and slide it through for the various the scenes that need to be set. So here's video clip number 1. It's actually a high school game this spring. It was over at Mercer Island. So is my video playing okay?
Yeah, it's playing. It's just kind of choppy.
Yeah. I'm going to play it through all the way through here, and then I'll go back and rewind it. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, so we have a ball that is going into toward the current corner flag where one of the ARs is. There's a challenge. And this is right at the corner flag on the goal line between the challenge between blue and white. Comes back out. And we have a second challenge. And then everything's good. Now we're going back in. And this is the incident we're starting to talk about right now. So I'm going to freeze it right there. You see that the white defender has come into this, and the ball is right by the elbow of number 19. So I'm going to slide it a little bit further. Okay, and that's the impact of the challenge. Okay, number 8 was actually behind the play, and he is going after the ball. Okay, and then these are the two guys that were involved in the challenge. They were right in front of the AR. The AR is watching them. And stuff starts happening. Okay, so the referee is kind of backing away. He's got a red card in his hand. A red card. And a yellow card. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing and pick on some people. What do you have for me here? Pick on Jonathan, because I think you may be leaving shortly. Jonathan Simmons.
Yep, that's right. I am almost about to head out. So my first thought about that was there's prior physical challenges in that corner, and the assistant referee is right there. And so could you possibly be talking to them as an assistant referee? Well, and also, did we pregame about this in a boys' high school game? Is there going to be a flashpoint where we're going to need to get between two players? So perhaps there is a time when play has stopped, when the assistant referee can quickly get to the spot or use his voice to project in that green zone, or I guess the green zone, the closest to the assistant referee. And I would also say he's also important when the referee comes over, because the referee might want his opinion as well. Also, I thought that the center referee, upon seeing the tussle in the corner, might consider getting closer to, not exactly in their face, but closer to the assistant referee, because we're anticipating a challenge there. And so that might have also enabled the center referee to get there faster. But the assistant referee is the closest and perhaps can prevent some things from escalating by getting there physically or with his voice.
Okay. Let's see. Jonathan McKenzie, you're on the call here. The other Jonathan. So
Yes, I am.
What would you like to add, if anything?
No, I think Jonathan really hit it on the head. Moments like these, it's why it's important for us to, get together early before the matches and then have a thorough pregame, because in these high school varsity matches, things like this can happen at any time. I would just say, for me, I feel like there is a couple of opportunities to call a foul early, before all of this escalated. I mean, there's also a moment in there where you see the AR physically recoil because of what he's watching. I think when you're starting to feel that and have that reaction to the play that's in front of you, it's probably a good idea to start getting involved. So that's just kind of my 2 cents. But what Jonathan said, I also echo.
Okay, does anybody else want to make a comment about this video? And then I'll give you a couple comments.
Hey, this is Jeremy.
Jeremy
Were
Gurkin,
both,
okay.
were both of those cards issued to blue? I couldn't quite tell.
One to blue, one to white.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I think one thing that, as Jonathan McKenzie heard recently as well, is like if somebody's getting a card in there, you got to balance it out a little bit. So I thought that was good. At least from, it wasn't necessarily the same level of card. But yeah, at least both sides got a little bit there. Maybe something to think about, though. We can keep it even. That would be helpful, perhaps, for the match. But if you have to, if you're going red, you got to go red. So that was my thought.
Okay. If I'm looking at this game as an assessor, the first thing I would give kudos to is to this AR. He's looking right at the play. We talked about I think Jonathan Simmons talked about a green zone. The green zone is the area right in front of the assistant referee. He or she has the most credibility in this particular instance. Okay. And there's probably good teamwork between the referee and the AR, because the AR is trusting the referee is trusting his AR to manage that situation. And the referee sees a secondary challenge right here, and he's focused on that at that time. So I think that from that standpoint, that's very, very good. Okay, then things start to pick up, as they sometimes do in boys high school matches between looks like number 2 white, and I think it's and they're talking about where they're going to get a milkshake after the game. And then you have a guy coming in late, this guy right here, who decides to do something to number 9. Oh, that guy, excuse me, number 7 comes in right there, decides he's going to manage the situation while the AR is trying to de-escalate the situation. Okay. So, okay, he's trying to get everybody separated again. This is good. In this case, the the referee is kind of observing everything. He's got he's already sees what has happened. He's already made his decision. I'm sure he's blown his whistle, even though we don't have sound. And the red card is for the guy that came in late and threw the punch. And the yellow card is for the initial challenge on the white player. What I would say about this, critiquing a little bit on the AR, you see while this is going on, where he's writing down right now, this is not a good time to be writing in your book. You still need to be watching and managing this situation, and play is stopped. So don't be in a hurry to do that. Just make sure everything is, you're still policing your zone here. So
Say, Wayne,
Yeah. Yeah, Paul.
One other thing I would add is for the AR, while he was breaking people up, try not to extend your arm to push players. Just make your body big and get in the way, because you can get into a little bit of liability by pushing off players, especially
Yeah.
younger adults.
Yeah, and especially if this was a girls' game, a guy pushing them away would not be a good thing. Correct. Okay. Does anybody have any more thoughts about this video clip?
A question, Wayne. The earlier comment about keeping them the color of the cards equivalent. Any thought to giving the yellow for the coming into the player first, and then the red card for the punch? Is that
Well, I think what the referee did, you were breaking up a little bit on me, Greg. But I think he did give the yellow card for the initial challenge by White on the blue when he kind of came through. It was a reckless challenge, and I think that's what he did. Jeremy mentioned balance, and generally, if this thing almost escalated into mass confrontation. And anytime you have a situation like that, what you want to do is try to identify the person, the individual that started the thing, and the second one in, at least get those two people, because it takes two of them to start this thing. So somebody's in the chat here. What would the other AR be doing in this situation? In this situation, I probably would recommend that the AR just kind of monitor the situation. There's no need for the AR to run over here and be part of this. But I would probably take a few steps on the field. I would be out observing everything, taking additional information, because if it did develop into a mass confrontation, you would want to try to get that. Also, the other AR, if he was in front of the benches, this would be a good time to try to keep the bench players off the field. Okay, that makes sense? Okay. Okay, I'm going to get out of this one, I think. I'm going to try to anyway. Okay, and then the video clip number 2. Let me set this up a little bit for you. It's a Kent Lake High School game, and I don't know if you've been out to Kent Lake High School, but they kind of play on the football practice field out there, and they have a kind of a small field that's right there around that area. In this video clip, it's about 40 seconds long. I apologize, it's probably going to be a little sloppy, and I'll take it through because there's several key points in here on the first yellow card, and also on the second yellow card that are there. So let me try to play it, and let's see if it plays. And again, I apologize, it may be a little grainy here. Okay, I'm going to stop it and then kind of walk you through it again. Let me back up. So we have a ball going in. There's two players in green, one in white. Okay, and the goalkeeper. And you can see the ball kind of on the ground. Keeper's inside his penalty area. And keeper, can everybody see that the keeper just grabbed the ball? So the keeper has possession of the ball. Okay. Blue is the referee. Okay, everybody gets up. Doesn't seem to be any issues or follow up. Nothing going on. Goalkeeper puts the ball down. White sticks his leg out. And there's the first caution. So somebody just break this down into into little pieces. Let's see, I'm going to pick on, let's see, how about Devin Diekman? I always like to pick on you. So what do you got here for, what do you see?
Quite the party. So again, I will be fully honest in that I was also working on something on the other monitor, so I might have missed something. So where we have the keeper jumping in. So if you want to play through one more time, I will talk you
Well,
through it.
I can just give
Take-
you a little bit like this.
Take mercy upon me.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a keeper that is going to collect a ball.
Right.
Clearly has possession of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real issues or challenges with the keeper. The referee is walking away, getting back for the next phase of play. Goalkeeper is rolling the ball.
Okay. Well, at this point we have.
And then the white sticks his leg out.
Mhm.
And we have a yellow card. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what we got.
So, if I remember correctly, we're supposed to respect the ability of the goalkeeper to be able to distribute the ball. And so, I mean, at that point, I think that the yellow card is a reasonable decision. However, I think that this is also something where we as a referee can also choose to manage the situation because we can still give the ball back. And since as it's a technical foul as opposed to a physical foul, so perhaps we can use this as a moment to try and get ourselves some help on this team and try and get an ally here and work with this player to say, hey man, we both know we're not supposed to be doing that. And let's see if we can't try and work together here and not do this again and see if that can't solve this issue because we also have other tools in our tool belt than going straight to our cards, right? So can we also solve this behavior without going directly to our yellow card? Would be my where I would be thinking if we're thinking big picture in terms of the overarching part of the game. So
Okay, you said a couple things there, Jonathan, and I'm going to pick on an instructor, Rich Turner. You're on the call. When is it considered that the goalkeeper has possession, and when does he release that possession, and the ball is now considered back in play? So, how can the goalkeeper release the ball, and when is it considered next in play?
Excellent questions, Wayne. Again, I think it's when he has the ball in his hands or has a hand on the ball. So it looks like he clearly had possession, and then he got up and he attempted to distribute the ball. In some ways, maybe the keeper's a little bit at fault for having thrown it there. The player did stick the foot out, but it seems like maybe the keeper might have been a little at fault of having thrown it directly in that direction. So I guess, he has possession when he has a hand on it or two hands, and then he loses possession as soon as he releases it, I guess.
Okay, yes. So technically, when the goalkeeper either punts a ball,
Mm.
throws a ball, or rolls the ball, once it leaves his hands and he's distributed, the ball is live again. Okay, and there you cannot, it is. In this case, we can see here, and I'm going to try to freeze it here. The goalkeeper has the ball. Granted, there is a defender right in front of him, maybe 2 yards at the most. The goalkeeper intentionally puts the ball on the ground and rolls it. So then he kind of stuck his leg out. Okay, so I would say you could say because of that distance he was actually interfering. I think technically he was not. The goalkeeper should have been aware of where his teammates were and where his play. I think he was trying to roll it over here, and he just didn't even consider that the defender would, decide to do that. Okay. So is everybody okay with that explanation right there?
Hey,
Okay.
Wayne.
Yeah, Devin.
So here's my question then to you. I know this isn't what technically happened, but if the goalkeeper decides to punt the ball and the player decides, because at this point, from my watching and my perspective, before that ball has left the hand, the player is looking back and checking into the goalkeeper, right? So then,
Right.
so if the goalkeeper punts the ball and it hits the player who's clearly checking into play, what is our decision then? Because to me, I would liken both of those as the goalkeeper trying to release the ball.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm was going, Jonathan. If he was punting the ball, clearly he did not give the goalkeeper space to freely punt the ball. The rolling the ball, I mean, he was so close. You could argue that give the referee the benefit of the doubt. He felt that he was interfering with the play of the goalkeeper. Technically, once the goalkeeper puts the ball on the ground, it's rolled a yard or two before the defender, and at that point the ball is live. You could say, the card shouldn't have been given, but this is a judgment call here, in the opinion of the referee, and as long as the referee had the correct considerations. As an assessor, I would not downgrade the referee on this part of the play. Does that make sense? Okay, now I'm gonna play it through just a little bit longer here, because what happens is there's an assistant coach right here, right about the 30-yard line. And if any of you have been on the Kent Lake games, you know that this guy is a former player and he's very passionate and he's an assistant coach. So okay. So the coach is coming over, asking for an explanation. Whoops, I'm sorry. So he's issued it. The coach is coming over for asking for an explanation. And the referee explains what you can see. The referee lifting his leg and showing what the action was at that point in time. Okay, so he's giving him the information to the player of why the player got the yellow card, and now this coach has got a little excited, but there's been information provided here. Okay, and then if you play it through just a little bit longer. Okay, a yellow card is issued to the assistant coach. Okay. Let me pick on someone else here. Cameron Zip, can you talk?
I can, yes.
I know you said you were kind of under the weather.
Yeah. What's up?
So the question is, what did the referee give the card for? And the second question, did the referee have any options?
So from what I can tell, the referee gives the card for dissent. In regards to whether or not he has options, I think he absolutely does. I think you can very easily make a case that this coach is deliberately leaving his technical area to show dissent towards or remonstrate with a match official, which is a sending off offense. And since he is an assistant coach, he is expendable. So I think that there are definitely options, but I don't think that this is something that we want to kind of like sweep under the rug or manage without a card. So I think a yellow card at the very least is required. I am leaning more towards a red card though.
Okay, Alex, I'm on this game and I'm your AR. What do you think I would do? No, you know what I would do, but what do you think is appropriate? You're one of the guys that's pretty calm and don't get excited about stuff. What would you do in this instance?
For me, if I was in the same position as the referee and I was that close already, personally, maybe if this is the first time this coach is, yelled at me or yelled about a call, maybe I go over there next to him and hear him out and have a word and tell him, more person to person of why I'm giving this yellow. Now, obviously, it works out different with the way, like how I would explain it or whatever, right? Just me personally, I would go over there to the coach and explain it. Now, if he's been in my ear all game, and yes, I agree with Zip that this is an assistant coach and he is expendable, so maybe we're a little less lenient. Now, if this was a head coach, maybe I'd just go over there and have a word with him. That's how I would handle it. But obviously, I can see how it can go any of the three ways.
Okay, does anybody else will have any comment about this portion of the clip video?
Wayne, can I add something?
Yeah, John. Yeah, go ahead, Jonathan.
So this being my my alma mater, I'm particularly familiar with the coaching staff for Kent Lake. I would say that if you're a referee that has been doing a lot of these schools, a lot of the same schools for a while, you can probably leverage the relationships that you have with the coaches already. So for me personally, what I would do in this instance is leverage the relationship that I have with the head coach, being with that I played for him and was his captain for 3 years. And I would use that as a tool to help manage that assistant coach by making it his problem. Because, you can just remind him that, hey, you're responsible for your technical area's behavior. This is not the example that I want to set for this game. You need to deal with him. And then make it his issue instead of coming over and making it a huge confrontation or just shoving a yellow card at it. So, just another option out there for all of you. I can see where Cam Zip is coming with the send off, especially this being an assistant coach. Wolver, I can see your avenue on it, and I probably would steer more towards that one just so that, I can see if maybe I can help improve the relationship with that coach, because that is probably not the last time that I will ever see that coach. So you don't want to effectively burn that bridge before it's ever built. Just my 2 cents.
Okay, well, I'll wrap it up with a couple of my thoughts here. I like everything that has been said tonight by these gentlemen. Okay, my thing is, you've explained why you've given the yellow card here. And you don't even really have to do that, but you've gone the extra mile to do that. Another option would be just to simply walk away from that area. Okay, just walk away and kind of ignore it. Obviously, the technical areas weren't established and they're a little bit looser in high school. So you've got these coaches running up and down, and assistant coaches running up and down the sidelines. If this coach had been, I don't know what minute of the game this occurred in, but if, like Alex said, if this guy had been a problem and been giving you an earache all game long, this would have been an easy yellow. And technically, what Cameron said, when the coaches leave their technical area, they forfeited any right to anything else, and they should be sent off. So, but anyway, part of it I think could have been, if he just quickly dealt with it, he gave the explanation and walked away. Maybe that could have de-escalated the situation. And then if this coach still was gone ballistic, I think it would have been obvious to everybody why a booking was appropriate. So, is everybody kind of good with that? Okay, I'm going to move on with the slideshow here. I mean, with the PowerPoint presentation, because Richard wanted me. I think Richard has actually joined the session here. So
I have, Wayne. I'm happy to do the next few slides if you want.
well, I changed them on you, but that's okay.
That's okay. That'll make it more fun and exciting.
Okay, so I'm going to quit. Well, let me use my PowerPoint, okay? Because I cleaned
Perfect.
a couple things up, okay?
Yep. Nope. I
Okay,
wasn't going to switch.
Okay. So there you go. So you got a lot of tournaments this summer. Okay, go ahead, Richard.
That's right. Lots of work for everyone. So this is the current schedule of tournaments for the summer. I know that we're missing the, and I'm going to get the new club's name, Liverpool, right? Zip?
Correct.
They will
Yeah.
not be having a tournament this summer, from what we have been told.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're not missing that one. So this is the current summer tournament. I do have a unaffiliated men's league tournament that's going to happen this weekend in North SeaTac. Hopefully I'll have the games here in the next 24 hours. And then of course there is Desna Cup that will happen the third weekend of August. For those of you that are looking for adult tournaments, and that's what I know of at this time. So we try to keep this updated on the website. Also, if you're looking for other tournaments, if you go to Washington Youth Soccer, look under the Cups tab, it does list all the sanctioned youth soccer tournaments in the state. So if you're going somewhere because your kids are playing in a tournament, that will tell you who the assigner is. And if you want to do games while you're there, you can do games. And then also there's always good tournaments out in East King County for those of you that live in that area at 60 acres. So that way you can get those dates.
Oh,
Okay, we can
Richard,
go to, yep.
yeah, I had one more thing about the Desna Cup. That is an adult tournament, and those games are accessible. So the regional referees are the ones that are looking for upgrades. Those are good games to get in, and generally all my assessors will be at that tournament that weekend. Okay, you ready for the next slide, sir?
Yep, I'm ready. So tournament games usually get posted 7 to 14 days prior to the tournament, just depending upon the tournament and how quick they get them out. The system will usually allow you to assign 4 games per day, that being 2 centers and 2 ARs, or if you just want ARs, you can do 4 ARs. The system will also make you do a game off in between those 4 games. And then assigners will allow you to get on more games as we get closer to the date. But please don't go in and put requests in for 10 games as soon as the schedule comes out, because you're not going to get them. Okay, I'm good, Wayne. So expectations at tournaments. We really need people to be getting there 30 minutes in advance, no matter where it is that you're going, so you get checked in and the assigner knows that they are you're present. That way they can be planning in case you're not going to make it in time. Friday night traffic is bad in the Puget Sound, so please make sure on Friday nights you're giving yourself extra time to get. So when you go to pick up your 5 o'clock game, if you don't get off work until 4 o'clock and you've got to travel 30 minutes, you probably want to take the second time slot, not the first one, because I doubt you'll make it there by 5. Especially with your 30 minutes, you need to be there in advance. Please take games on the fields, on the same fields or fields in close proximity. It does you no good at Washington Premier to take a game on field 3 and then take a game on field 19, because you've got to go completely across the complex and across the road. That's just like taking a game on Starfire 1 and then taking a game on Starfire 11. There's just not enough time to get from one place to another. So try to be a little bit more strategic in how you pick your games on the website. And it's always better to just stay on the same field or the same 2 fields. Try to be proactive. Have the spectators off the turf for the fields that you can get them off the turf. And then if you're on grass fields, just find that appropriate distance from the touch line and have them be that distance prior to even starting the game. And just let them know they need to be that far back, so that way it's for player safety. I know that some of the Starfire fields don't have much distance, and so they pretty much have to stand against the fence. But if they need to get closer to the fence, then tell them to get closer to the fence. And if you do that before the game starts, it's way easier than trying to get them to start about 13 minutes into the game. Tournament directors get upset with assigners when we lose soccer balls. So please keep track of the balls and bring them back with you or hand them to the crew that's coming out next. When you take 3 balls out to a field at the tournament, you pretty much every crew that does that loses at least 1. So do you really just take 2 and you can have 1 for the game and 1 at the halfway line in case you have one that gets kicked away? But if you take more, make sure you're keeping track of them and you're taking them back. I know that we all get paid to be experts in the laws of the game and appropriately apply those laws. Tournaments are also using our services to be able to keep games on time. And so I know we can't always keep, we're not always in control of all the potential factors that can create delays. But please keep the fields on track. If you don't have your ARs, but you know they're coming from another field, the center referee can start the game on time. And when the ARs get there, they can pick up their flags and start performing their duties. If the teams are not getting out onto the pitch, you know, warn them ahead of time. Look, you got 2 minutes and we're starting the game. And if nobody's moving, it's like, hey, in 1 minute, I'm starting my clock, whether you guys are out here on the pitch or not. So be proactive and keeping the games on track, because it's not fair that the 8 o'clock game gets started late. And so the 7 o'clock game is a half hour behind. And you also upset your colleagues, because those referees that are going from field to field to field, sometimes as assigners, we may have to, if one field's too far behind, we might have to say, okay, you guys, you just lost your next set of games because we found a new crew to get that game started on time. Okay, I think that's good. Remember, let's keep the game safe for the players and enjoyable for the spectators by calling the simple fouls and working with the coaches for any spectator issues. I've had a couple issues over the last month where some of our referees are still issuing cards to spectators instead of the coaches. And I know that part of that is just reactionary because the spectators are misbehaving, and it seems to diffuse that immediate situation. But by us cautioning coaches, we're going to have them have more buy-in, and maybe they're going to help prevent some of the spectator misconduct, so we don't even have to deal with it because the coaches will be getting tired of being cautioned. And then remember, whatever behavior you're permitting, you're promoting to have it continue on the pitch. Whatever behavior you allow, you're then giving players, spectators, or coaches the presumption that they can do that to the next referee as well. So please, let's just be consistent. Let's punish the bad behavior, and let's clean up this sport so that way we don't have to deal with it anymore. And really, most times when you show a yellow card, you usually don't have to show a second yellow card unless you're doing boys high school. But out here on the tournament weekends and league play, especially with youth, most parents, coaches, and players, once you've shown the initial yellow card, you are able, those individuals modify their behavior and make things better. So with that, anybody have any questions about tournaments as we begin, what, in 2 weeks? I think Craig kicks us off at Starfire. No questions? Perfect. Well, it sounds like everything will go very smoothly for us. So I think at this point, we just want to open it up to see if anybody had any other questions, comments, situations that they wanted to talk about with the group. Wayne, did we lose everybody else?
No, we still got 31 on the call here.
I think most people had the weekend off last weekend, so they're maybe they forgot about it.
Well, I've got one video clip we could show and talk a little bit about.
That sounds good to me, Wayne. We got a few minutes left here.
Okay, let's see if I can. I'm going to try to optimize this one. Okay, this is let me set it up a little bit. This is a UPSL game, and the team in red is going to be attacking toward the left of the screen here. The goal is, not being shown here. The play is going to start, right about here around the 35, 40-yard line with this kick here. So the question is going to be, is this a promising attack or is this a dog show? So let me play the video and hopefully it'll play for us, okay? Okay.
It didn't come clear for me, Wayne.
Yeah, I'm gonna try one more time here.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the slider here. Okay, you got a ball going through. You got, the ball is in the air right now being flighted in front of the red attacker. You got two defenders. Your AR is in a great position. So I'm just going to slide it a little bit further. And now you have a goalkeeper coming out around the 20-yard line. So I'm just going to back it up. Okay, and freeze it there. So what do we got? This has been a great question for a poll, but what do we got?
So I'm assuming the attacker is the one that got the ball, not the keeper.
The keeper got the attacker.
Keeper got the attacker. Okay.
The keeper tackled the, I think you can clearly see
And oh, there's the ball. Okay, and the ball.
the ball's right at the foot of the attacker right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, you got the two white defenders and obviously the goalkeepers with the defenders here, okay?
Yes. So I've got distance to goal is close enough. The attacker seems to have had position and proximity to the ball. He's passed both defenders. So for me, this is a dog show offense.
Okay, let's hear some other comments. Was that Corey, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, I can't see people right now.
The only
Like
thing
you-
that would mitigate that for me is I can't really tell how much control he has of the ball after he contacts it. But the keeper to me is the only defender that has a chance to stop him and fouls him.
How about Paul Ridrod? What do you got? Are you
I'm
still
gonna
on?
agree with Corey, and also I saw Jonathan put on there the game expecting a red card here, so it would be a good place to put it.
Okay, Jonathan McKenzie.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Well,
Yes, what?
yes to red card. My obviously the considerations that Corey put forward are spot on. I think the only thing that could have potentially saved here is if that touch went a million miles per hour towards the goal line. But you know, again, kind of what I said in my comment was the game expects there to be a red card here. He's passed both center backs. Goalkeeper is outside of his own penalty area. So he becomes a normal defender. The goal is open. So it's, you know, the game is expecting a red card here.
Does the goalkeeper get the ball before the defender or before the attacker?
We can slide it right through here. The attacker has just played the ball. And now there's the goalkeeper pretty much just tackling him.
And also this level, they're expected to be able to control a ball that they touch at that speed.
And clearly, like someone said, there's an open net. There's nothing back here. And he has beat both defenders. The only question is why, if you were going to downgrade this to a spa, by saying perhaps this defender could have, with his speed, could have prevented the shot.
Yeah, but it looks to me like they were even when they started the run and the attacker was running past the defender. So I think the attacker looked like the faster player in that
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, so they're even, and what you're saying is the red moves ahead. He's clearly beat both of those guys. And the only guy left in town was the goalkeeper. And the guy kicks it, probably trying to flick it over the goalkeeper. And he gets taken out.
Yep, that's exactly what I see.
Okay, if I were an assessor on this match, I would say a Dogso red is the appropriate decision here. Anybody have any heartburn over that?
Anybody going to disagree with the assessor?
I've learned a long time ago not to disagree with Wayne.
Okay, that's all I have, Richard. But I thought that was an interesting one because we don't obviously see goalkeeper challenges, coming out that far. Generally, we'll see a keeper either completely tackle a guy or grab the ball or grab the attacker by the ankles. But this is one where I think Corey said he becomes a field player, and then it's a foul.
Yeah, well, and Wayne, it's interesting. I've gotten a few of those video clips from our adult leagues of that happening. So our adult leagues our goalkeepers seem to feel that be a little bit riskier than our youth games and just say, hey, I'm going to take the player out, prevent the goal, and let's see what the referee will do. Because it ain't going to be any worse than the goal being scored. And so I think in a way, as referees, we're being challenged by those adult players to see if we have the confidence of issuing that red card.
Right. And I think I forget who made the comment, but this is the UPSL. These are very skilled players. It's a fourth division, okay, of what the U.S. soccer considers a amateur, and they know what they're doing. They can play with skill.
Yep. Yep. Well, Wayne, I appreciate you running our meeting tonight and making this happen. I know that we all continue to get good participation, and I hope that everybody is still learning some things to help them out there on the pitch. So our next meeting will be the fourth Friday in June. Hopefully you'll join us, and any of you, if you have ideas between now and then of topics, please let us know. And please keep sending the video clips. It's fun to get to watch our referees on our games to do video analysis with, because it's stuff that happens in our game. So thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Richard, just confirming, fourth Friday or fourth Monday?
Oh, sorry, fourth Monday. Thank you.